yeah, so Atlanta, it's so hard in Atlanta because we don't have an alternative drag scene. There really isn't anywhere to go to really express ourselves.
Okay, Aiden.
Yeah,
So
you
for
act like
those
Giraffes
listeners,
knows the alphabet.
well, I went to school in Anderson, Indiana.
Just because she's in a tent in the woods on a hippie hiatus does not mean she's on drugs. And I'm the same person who uses hand sanitizer to put in contacts.
Can we be careful before we make trash spike the mics?
Disclaimer. Anything or anyone we speak about is strictly from our personal opinions and experiences. Nothing is to be taken as fact unless stated otherwise. We come from a place of love and respect, and our words are not meant to be malicious. Please do not send hate towards any individual we bring up. Continue at your own risk.
Everybody, just so you know, this is the Bitter Bitch Brigade podcast. It includes me, Giraffez, Doris, Buckel, Miss Trashmuffin, and a lot of problems. And we're just here to, shoot shit, talk about what we want, what we feel like. Um, Maybe further down the road, we'll take prompts from, people asking us questions and all that good fun stuff. But for right now, is what the fuck we want.
Because it's our show.
And not yours. And honestly, I just thought of this because, we three started talking with each other again after a long time of, just all three of us being very busy. And I'm like, what's a way we can make sure we always stay in touch and always make sure we're, able to just have at least one day where we talk, shoot the shit, and just be us. And as well as just get our opinions, our information, our stories out there for those who may find it helpful to hear from these three old bitter bitches. Who the oldest one is, I think I'm the oldest one at 25.
I'm 25 as well.
So me and Trash tied for oldest. Problems is the youngest at 21, damn near. But
You
yeah.
know.
Um, and so with this first episode, webisode, whatever the fuck we want to end up calling it, it's just going to be about us, where we came from with our drag, and our like what our scene is with both Instagram and in our home states and everything. Oh yeah. So to start off, I think we'll start with in alphabetical order. So Miss Problems, if you'd like to start us off.
Oh, okay, save the best for first.
Yes, of course.
No, okay, so hi, I'm Alotta Problems. I am 21. We're just gonna say that. Um, I'm from Barnesville, Georgia, but I perform in Atlanta and Athens. And about 2.5 years ago, I was taking a hiatus from actually performing, and I started doing races on Instagram. And it all went downhill from there, gal. I think the first race I did was with you, Giraffes. Not so
Yeah.
natural.
It was not so natural. It was hosted by Ms. Mother Nature Star, formerly known as Kiss Me More Star. I'm pretty sure she goes by another name now, but you know.
Oh, she put a Duval at the end.
She did? She became a Duval? How nice.
Hmm.
Like I know what the fuck that means.
And that ended up halting in the middle. So if anybody wants to know, me and Giraffes tied for winning. We both got first place. We had the equal amount of wins. Everybody else, just Charlie
Rough.
who. Um, and yeah, I followed with a bunch of races and never won, truly, but I'm a good runner up twice.
Mm-hmm.
And then I dropped out of a bunch because they had me fucked up. And yeah, so Atlanta, it's so hard in Atlanta because We don't have an alternative drag scene. There really isn't anywhere to go to really express ourselves, you know.
Okay, Aiden.
Thank you. I wanted
No,
to say that.
on the contrary, there is actually a very large alternative drag scene. I just kind of perform like a dead pop star. That's kind of what I go for. Delusional.
Go for what you are.
Hey, I mean, it fits. When it's right, it's right. And so, yeah.
Okay. So Trash, you want to go next?
I thought we were going alphabetical.
Oh yeah, that would be me.
Yeah,
So
you
for
act like
those
Giraffez
who-
knows the alphabet.
Well, I went to school in Anderson, Indiana. Be happy I know my name.
Indiana.
Ain't
But
that where they
anyway,
filmed Beautiful Creatures?
I don't know.
Oh.
Voodoo shit. Anyway, my name is Doris Buckel. For those of you who do not know, you now do. I am probably the longest running person in this group who has done Instagram. So I started way back, like 2016 is when I first got heavy into it, and that was after I did this little thing on Tumblr called Tumblr's Drag Race, season 9, cycle 9. I was first eliminated. I was the James Mansfield. I don't care what anybody says. I was James Mansfield. But yeah, from there, my drag mom, who was also in that, Phoebe St. Jefferson, she's the one who told me about there being other places to do these competitions, which brought me to Instagram. I think I hold the title for most competed. I think I've competed in the most races out of every single person to ever do an Instagram competition, where I think now if I had to actually count, it'd be up in the 30s, 40s maybe? I'm not sure.
Hey.
But anyway, yeah, like I've been like 30 or 40. Never won a single damn one. I've made it far in a lot of them thanks to drops, but I'm normally not the winner or the runner-up. I'm normally like fourth. Although I have beaten my own stats, I have made it in third recently in several races. So pat on the back for me, golf clap. And that also ultimately brought me to do my own competition, which is where I originally met Trash. She was originally going to be a contestant in the second, I want to say second cycle?
Yes, second. It was second.
Because we both did third. We both did the third.
Yeah, but both Alotta and Trash did the third fully. But second was when me and Trash first met, and then me and Trash did a competition together, which is where our relationship grew. And then Trash and Problems got on my race, where it started to grow more, and then us three did a competition together, and that's where we just basically made this bond.
Ain't nothing like Enchanted.
Right.
Thank you, Enchanted, for one damn thing. Thank you, Riley the Gypsy, the runner of Enchanted Drag Race, out there in West Virginia, dipping and doing, probably doing meth, but you know what? That's just West Virginia.
God.
Just because she's in a tent in the woods on a hippie hiatus does not mean she's on drugs.
You're right. I'm bad. I'm sorry. She's on liquor.
Wow. Y'all reading too much.
Oh, please. She knows I'm
I don't
joking.
even have my glasses on.
Okay.
And I'm the same person who uses hand sanitizer to put in contacts.
We get it, Karen.
Oh my God.
Can we be careful before we make Trash spike the mics?
She gonna put us on mute and it's gonna be the trash show.
It'll just be me laughing.
But no, we do. I do want to make sure. I actually almost forgot. I do want to put a disclaimer in every episode at the beginning. Um, Headphone users, I am so sorry. I can guarantee you at some point, either in every episode or every other episode, Trash will just spike the microphones. It's just how she laughs. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Do not send lawsuits. I cannot pay for shit. Anyway.
You have to put a disclaimer on it like VH1.
But yeah. So that's it for me. Trash, you wanna go next?
Okay. So my name is Trashmuffin. I am 25 years old from Melbourne, Florida. I kind of consider my drag to be like a trans garbage clown kind of deal. I do a lot of alternative stuff. I do a lot of unconventional stuff. I started in the drag, I guess, teen queen community. I consider it like an online community. About 2 years ago, a little under 2 years ago, I actually started with a YouTube competition called Drag Bitch Fest when it was a YouTube competition. That was my first race when it was on YouTube. It quickly got canceled, and then I joined, I think the next race that I did was Camp Cudaho, where I came second. And then I kind of, what?
If I remember correctly, actually, I think it was mine, season 2. You had to drop because of mental shit.
Yes.
And then you went to the Who.
I think so. I think that's right. Yeah. So it was yours, and then Camp Cudaho, and then I got on Enchanted, which I think is one of the best things that happened to me in the community, because I did meet a lot of really good girls in the community. And Enchanted, I went home, I think, 6th.
Yep, it was right after my actual final elimination.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so does that mean I went home before all of y'all?
Yeah.
I think so, yes.
You know what? Rigged. No, I ended up dropping now. No, actually, no, because I submitted. I recall. Yeah, I submitted. She just didn't want to post it.
Okay, but trigger that poor little hippie.
Yes. So Enchanted, and then I went on. I think the next two biggest things that I did, I did Drag Safari. I did season 2 and I dropped the first week. I did Drag Safari season 3 and I made it to 4th. And then I did Drag Safari season 5 and I won Drag Safari season 5. And then the next thing that I did that was, I guess, kind of important for the like drag race community is for me in the drag race community is Big Brother's drag, which all 3 of us were on, and I was able to backstab all of my friends and also win that race as well.
Yeah, for those of you who are wondering, it went exactly like this. Raz was 3rd, Problem was 2nd, and Trash was 1st.
So I personally stopped doing races because I developed a very bad skin problem around my eyes. I have eczema. I have it on my wrists really bad, and I have it some other parts of my bodies, but I also developed it around my right eye first. And you actually can see in my season 5 finale look for Drag Safari, my right eye is actually completely covered. And that is because I couldn't wear makeup, and I didn't think I was going to be able to wear makeup at all. So I had to leave the community for a little bit. I also got locked out of my account during that time. So I was completely off my account for a good month.
Wait.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so from I think a certain part of December to like January, I was not on my account. I was actually locked out of my account. Luckily, I got my account back.
Right.
And I didn't start doing races again, but I was communicating with girls a little bit, and I officially got back into races. Actually, I'm not officially back into races because I don't think I'm actually announced for any of the races that I'm actually in right now. So I can't talk about that. But I am in quite a few races right now that I can't talk about.
I mean, you just name the time of the month, and odds are I'm in like 3.
Mm-hmm.
My turn.
Yep.
So I think the last race I did was actually a project that I did silently. I was supposed to be on Drag Showdown, one of the biggest, or is it, you would consider it the biggest?
It would be up there.
Yeah.
Like, there's bigger and longer, but
yeah, there have been people to say that is like the RuPaul's Drag Race of this like community.
Mm-hmm.
And
but then I've also seen people who would say that Drag House is the RuPaul's Drag Race of the community. So it's like
it
this.
used to be Supreme.
I know, I miss Supreme. Like, that was the one that I would constantly audition for.
I auditioned for it 3 times.
Same. I auditioned for it 3 times, literally only because both my mamas have done it.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to what you were saying.
Well, like, I got casted as a replacement because there had been drops. I got all of the assignments. I quickly made my Meet the Queens, the this or that, the word association. Some of the stuff that I submitted haven't even came out for the other girls, so that must not have been used. Anyways, I did all my stuff for the promo. That was it. I ended up not even doing the rest of the runways. I was going through legal problems once again. And then it just kind of went into like, I had family stuff, I had like financial health, the struggle. And
Basically, to put it into a sound effect.
downhill, boo. And so, yeah, like, I came back like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like, I just kind of got more active, and I'm in a race and possibly 2 that I have not announced, or that has not been announced. And I just recently I started performing in Atlanta back in November after I got out of the mental institution for the second time. So yeah, I just kind of move silently these days, and I'm back in the community now, and I'm wondering where it's gonna go now, to see where I am and to see where some of these other girls are, because I know some people in one of the races, so it's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, that's something I can definitely say is now. I think it just became in the actual world of drag. Beforehand, it was just pretty much looked at, oh, kids being kids, but now I've seen actually more legit performers like doing these competitions, from the big ones to the small ones, like actually putting their effort and everything into them. Like, I think, for my current season of Safari, I have like 3 or 4 actual performing queens that actually go out and do gigs. Which, it's fine if you do gigs, it's fine if you don't. Everybody has their own prerogative. But beforehand, the community was more looked at just like, oh, it's for kids, for those who don't perform or can't perform, enter board association here. But it's actually becoming a more legitimate way, especially right now. It's like we have, queens have to find a way to get their shit out, because things are getting shut down because of this shit.
Right, that was one thing I did want to talk about. Sorry to interrupt, but in this online community, we were doing this before queens had to. Like, this is becoming, what's going on right now is becoming such a problem that even the most famous queens are like kind of scrounging. And that's almost unheard of this day when Drag Race is mainstream. Dragula is becoming more, not mainstream, but more. It
Well,
has, yeah, it has more viewers every season.
yeah, like
More
it
people
went
want to see
from
that.
like it went from this one little, I'm not going to say like small YouTube channel because I think it by no means is a small YouTube channel, but it went
Yeah.
from Dave Wing's YouTube channel to Wow Presents YouTube channel to Amazon to now Netflix. So it's definitely becoming more popular. Like I don't think it would ever make the jump to TV because I just don't think that style of how they do things would work on an actual TV setting
Mm.
because of all the the FCC and all that good loving fucking bullshit. But like there's some we're starting to see now more and more actual legit clean race. And I mean there's one race me and we haven't really talked about right with the others is Camp One and Kiki, which just from judging from how I've seen the Sugar Baker twins talk about it and everything else, I don't think they'll ever make that jump just because they don't see it for themselves. You know what I mean?
I just wish, like, it's one of those things. Like, Drag Race is starting its international empire. You have UK, you have Thailand, you have the switch in, I believe, Brazil or Chile. You have, like, Canada's Drag Race is coming up. There's more in the franchise, but I do think that whereas, like, there's a lot of makeup shows, there's a lot of, their America's Next Top Model was so big for so long. Sometimes I fear that, like, some shows it's been around for years might not get that next season one day. And I want there to be more opportunities, especially now that it's like, oh, the pretty girls go to Drag Race if you can high kick and split, and if you want to shit blood on the stage, go to Dragula. There, I want to see more out there for people. I want to see these online competitions go farther.
Mhm.
There's a bar in New York City that's very well known, Pieces, that does their competition.
So
They
you
just
think you can
opened.
drag?
Hmm,
Is that the one that does so you think you can drag?
I believe so. I'm not sure, but they did open up to a virtual experience where every week there's a challenge. You have to lip sync. In bar competitions are usually just lip syncing and looks. Um, you have to do a lip sync and you post it with the necessary tags in the ad account, and you get judged by the amount of likes you get. Every winner of each week go on to the final. I believe, I think that's how it works. And if you win, you get a chance to go to New York and be in the All Stars season.
I kind of went sideways. I'm like, did we lose Trash?
Oh no. Yeah, I just fell asleep.
Girl, that wall looks like the inside of the old Nickelodeon resort I
Right.
live.
My wall?
Yes, come on, white with the green and the little splash of pop of color orange,
I think that's a Pokeball.
Yeah, that's a Pokeball.
red.
And there's also, it's blocked by this thing, but there's an Eiffel Tower and some other things.
Just saying, y'all, because this is being recorded for audio and not visual, y'all hearing this right now are missing out on so much amazing stuff. Can we talk about this real quickly about the whole getting into drag thing?
Oh my God.
Like, would that fit with what this episode is about so far, or would we need to be like, and thank you for watching, and then go into the next one? Do you think?
I will say this. What people have said before, I will say it again. If you do not honestly love drag, that is your dream, that is your passion, do not do it. It's not fun to get in. Like, it is lovely. I love performing and I love feeling my Miss Problems fantasy. But if I absolutely did not love this, I wouldn't want to tuck. I wouldn't want to have, like, I would not want to, like, my corset alone. I go from a 36 to a 22.
Let me put it
Like,
this way. any woman who wears a bra can tell you they are not comfortable, and as soon as they walk through their front door, that son of a bitch is off.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying it's the same thing of working an 8-hour shift and then women as compared to being on stage, flipping, doing all that good bullshit.
It is.
And taking it off.
Like, I feel like we do not get enough credit. Like, online, in bar, like, live, regardless. We're in heels most of the time. We have tights.
Weird heels.
We have tights. Multiple. If you're me, I wear 3 tights and then fishnets.
Well, that's because you have hairy legs and refuse to shave.
You know what? They're blonde too, and I don't understand why it don't show it over little pantyhose. That's what I used to do until I realized you could see the hair through them, and I was like, oh, no, this ain't my fantasy. Like tucking, corset, like the body shaper. I don't wear bras. I don't wear titties. That's just not my thing. Um, like pads, if you wear pads, like you just keep you're layering more and more and more.
Yeah.
And I sweat profusely. I have hyperhidrosis, so you seen the Rihanna umbrella video? That's me.
Mm-hmm. And I'll also echo that. It's like I don't think we get enough credit as like online teen, quote unquote, teen queen community either. These competitions are really meant to push your looks and push your style and push you in a way that is very alternative to the way that people go out and perform in. I mean, when you go out and perform, you're probably throwing on something that you can like move in, and yes, it can be visually pleasing and all that kind of stuff. But these competitions have to you get a set recommended thing, and you have to build a look around that. And I think that's I think that's very difficult to do. And I mean, Problems is correct. I mean, I wear a bra when I'm in drag. I wear a bra that's meant for like, I think it's like a 42D, and I wear probably a good 20 to 30 pounds of titties. And I mean, even I know for Big Brother's Drag, when I went into the finale of Big Brother's Drag for my finale look, I passed out. Like I literally passed out.
I remember you telling me that.
Because of the Florida heat. And I mean, I live in Florida, and most of my looks have to be done outside because my house isn't big enough. So I have to go outside in the Florida heat, which can get up to like 100 degrees, doing a look. And the finale look that I did for Big Brother's Drag was completely in plastic bags. So it was like being in leather. I was sweating profusely. I guess I wasn't hydrated enough, and I passed out.
So the look that it's in her banner, like in her picture.
Yes, it's the look that is in our banner. That's the look that made me pass out, and that's a fun look. That was a fun look to do. I love that look so much, but it was hard to do, and I passed out.
Oh yeah, no. Enough. I had to go all the way to the end of the alphabet to get big enough.
Mm-hmm.
And, just making these things alone for me, like I don't know how many bed sheets I've ruined, like straight up ruined, to make myself a dress for something. Or, like how many times I had to be like, okay, I have to stand this way because this is literally just hanging on to me by a belt. And the best part is the belt one was one of my best scoring things in a race, whereas something that I actually made from scratch was one of my worst scoring.
I think that's how it typically is. I hate that too. You can spend like, I know for like, there was a look that I did for Enchanted Drag Race, which was my Christmas look, that I spent hours on. And I sewed the bottom of that dress. I didn't actually make the dress, but I sewed on the fur bottom, and I spent hours on my hair. And I think I was not low or like about to go home, but it was one of my lowest placing scores on that season until the end.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God. And then I know for a fact that there are looks like that grandma look that I did for Enchanted. Is that toilet paper? Okay. Well, that's a story. So Problems, so the audience won't be able to see this, but Problems is on screen, and I guess it's her brother or something. But her and some guy walked past with a bunch of toilet paper, and I'm getting my life. Wow.
What's funny?
You.
Toilet paper.
I didn't buy the toilet paper.
I love how that came down to defense. I didn't buy the toilet paper.
I didn't panic buy that. I was sitting at the house.
Well, anyway, back to what me and Trash were talking about. But no, I'm the same way. Like, I think one of my, because let me be honest, Enchanted was just a shit show for me. Basically, one of my looks that my very first look was my Snorlax look. I spent a good 2 hours painting my body from head to toe to look like a Snorlax.
I know you're not talking about the Pokemon challenge.
I'm talking about that Pokemon challenge. And then spend another like 30 minutes getting my hair into space buns to mimic their ears to the perfect amount. I was lip syncing in the bottom two over a look that took me ultimately 3 hours. Now, compared that to my twin look, that dress took me, like, I made it myself and everything, but that dress altogether took me maybe about a good 20, 30 minutes to sew together. And then my makeup was, I'm going to be honest, I half-assed that shit. Half my face was pink. I ultimately took like maybe an hour to do that. And like, that was it. And then it was just a basic, shake and go wig. That son of a bitch was my highest placement. And I'm just like, why do I bother?
If we're talking about the Pokemon challenge, I'm sorry, but Chicken Nugget was iconic. Girl, when I tell you, I sat there. I think we were on the chat when I was doing my face, weren't we?
Yes.
Girl, when I finished and I saw myself in the mirror, I was just kind of like, I have to turn this in. Like, I don't have time to do something else. I've already told Riley. I've changed it 3 times. I finally told her Diglett, and I'm sitting here panicking, not realizing I chose a brown character, and I'm like, oh no. Oh no, absolutely not.
For those of you wondering, Alotta Problems is whiter than white.
Bitch, I am transparent.
He is as white
I
for foundation. Have
I
highlighter foundation.
I had to I had to put a wig cap, just a stocking cap on my head. Mind you, I had an afro at the time.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that's right, you did.
I had lashes on my eyebrows. I didn't have eyebrows because they were all eyes. Like, that was horrible. That was, and then
Hey,
I'm just thinking to myself, do not put me in the bottom. I don't know that fucking song.
you did not know the Pokemon theme song?
Not by memory. I wasn't into the show. I was into the little monsters. Bitch, I
Okay.
used to I collected Pokemon cards just to see the little animals. And yes, Jinx was my favorite.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna do Jinx.
You can't do Jinx.
No, because Katie was
Be
doing
Enchanted will be another episode that we do. But right
Yeah.
now, I think that we should finish the first episode just because we've been talking for a long time and we kind of are kind of off topic.
Yeah.
So let's finish this episode right now.
Okay.
So, Giraffes, do you want to do the outro?
Um. Sure. So thank you guys so much for listening to this hodgepodge fuckery of this show. We really do appreciate it. Do expect more from us. This will be both this episode right here and the next few after. So check it out there. Both will be underneath Bitter Old Bitch Brigade on both SoundCloud and YouTube. So yeah, thank you all so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. Have a beautiful day. Bye.